Hi guys, here we are still at SELWG. We found a quiet table. I managed to catch up with Stuart McCorkadale from Great Escape Games. Look, it says it there. Stuart, I look at so many games, it's difficult for me to keep track of them all. I wanted to catch up with you about what's new with World War II 28mm. So let's start there.
Okay,
World War II 28mm.
Okay, well, the one that we've just released, we've been doing a lot on the Balkan Wars, especially the Greek side of it. So we did a big Greek mountain range, and now we've done a range of the normal Greek infantry, all in great coats.
Right, because this is winter 1940.
Yeah, right. And that includes some nice packs as well, like mule teams.
Yeah,
everybody loves mule teams.
Yeah.
So we've done a few mule teams and so on, but. The next thing, the big thing we're gearing up for is Norwegians, and we were talking about skiers.
Norwegians, like heroes of Telemark.
Yeah, it's all 1940. We did a 1940 range in Denmark a little while back. Was that a couple of years ago? And we've had the Norwegian range in development for a while now. So that's going to go to Kickstarter. So you'll see that in November.
Right. Okay.
And now, so I have formally committed myself to making sure that it's in November.
When in November?
I'm not saying nothing. We'll know by the end of the month when that launch date is.
Right.
So I think by the 30th of October, you'll have a definite launch date.
And you've done a lot of Kickstarters for new range of miniatures. I mean, people can have.
No, we haven't. We've done.
Did you do with some Greek stuff, or
we've done one.
One,
I believe.
Right, okay. I was just trying to give people confidence. This is one of these Kickstarters.
We've done two. We've done two. We've done two Kickstarters. We've done the Hungarians and we did the Danes. The Danes was mid-pandemic. The pandemic hit while we were doing the Kickstarter, which delayed it a little bit for obvious reasons.
But so these Norwegians.
Yes.
We've all seen like Heroes of Telemark stuff, right? We watched all them. We're out in the snow. We're fighting Nazis because that's what you do.
Yep.
This is what I wanted to do as a child: was go somewhere snowy and fight Nazis.
This is the start of our whole Narvik range. So we're covering that.
You're going to make destroyers in 28mm?
No.
Okay.
But that's the whole start of that range. So we're doing a number of ranges based around that conflict.
Right.
Starting with Norwegians, then we're gonna do some French mountain troops.
Right. Yes.
German mountain troops, and we're going to finish with some British troops as well.
Including someone with a claymore and a longbow.
Well, I wouldn't say no. I don't actually know because we haven't. The British range is the last one that we bring out.
Yeah.
So the Norwegians are done and ready for Kickstarter.
Right.
The French mountain troops are done. First half of them are done.
Like the CAD work, the design work, the sculpting.
All done. Yeah, done.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, they've. I should be receiving the first casts from the master molding next week, in fact.
Right. Is that what they call the tins? Anyway, the master ones.
It depends where you are. I just call them masters.
Yeah.
But they're the French chasseurs alpins.
Right.
So they're going to look really cool. You'll get loads of ski troops as well with them.
Mustaches and berets.
Got to be wild berets, haven't they?
Yeah. Walking stick in the backpack.
There may even be there's a really fun medical pack for that range with a Saint Bernard. Because on the table of organisation and equipment for those battalions, they had dogs.
They've got dogs.
Yeah. So we thought, we've got to do.
If it's on the TOE, it's got to be in there, right?
Got to do a Saint Bernard.
Yeah.
And
it's the Saint Bernard with the.
So that's going to be quite.
What's the product code for that, Mister?
I don't know yet. I haven't made it up.
Yeah. Okay.
So the Norwegian range is really extensive, actually.
And is that coming out before the French?
Yes, that's going to be the November Kickstarter. That's going to be. We're going to have Norwegian range part 1. We've already got planned to extend that range to do a part 2 as well to add more figures. So I think it's something like 34 figures for the Kickstarter.
And are we talking about guys in woolly hats with skis doing commando stuff type figures?
Well, no, it's normal Norwegian infantry, your normal Norwegian
army.
Yeah, normal Norwegian army. So you'll get the core you'll get a couple of squads.
Yeah.
Command, machine gun, mortar, all that sort of stuff.
You're going to do like a platoon pack with that or whatever.
Of course. And then there'll be some ski troops as well. And that's going to take us really that Norwegian range and the rest of the that 1940 Norwegian range will take us well into 2023 to the end of 2023. But we have other World War II stuff coming out as well.
Right.
There's loads. There's more Romanians coming out.
Right.
There are loads more Hungarians coming out. Tons of Hungarians.
Right.
So an awful lot for World War II.
Sounds good. And you've really been, you know, developing these ranges, these smaller powers.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You know, Axis miners, they just don't get the representation.
They've been underrepresented, and where they are represented, they're represented quite thinly. So you'll find a couple of packs. And we just wanted to say, hey, do you want to do Hungarians? Well, here are all the Hungarians.
Yeah.
Do you want to do Norwegians?
Get 20 figures each in a different pose, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Hungarian, I don't know how many miniatures are in the Hungarian range, but between the two of them, with the winter range as well, we must have 80 different poses.
Right.
Something like 80. Yeah. Something like maybe 100.
All in metal. Right. That's World War II.
World War II, yep.
Great stuff. So my first true love is World War I, and those 12mm figures that you make in your first World War game, the 1914, right? Beautiful range. With you know, you started with, I think, British, German, you did French and Belgian, so you got the Western theatre covered. And now releasing soon, I understand you're looking at the other great theatre of the war. The Russians and the Austrians are in the works.
Well, you just have to read about that Galician campaign, and it's
gosh,
it's just carnage. It's huge, it's massive, it's expansive, and that kind of expansive warfare in the east continues beyond the stalemate in the West.
War.
Yeah.
It continues to move with vast encirclements and sweeping offensives.
Which is why when we were looking at it, we thought, because we want to keep these miniature ranges, really tight. Right. But we expanded a little bit with the Austrians, especially. Yeah. Because you have to do all the different cavalry for the Austrians.
Oh, right. Okay.
And of course, with the Russians, you got a couple of different types of cavalry.
Yeah.
So then again, they're nice, tight little ranges, but there's a little bit of extra for the Austrians.
A little bit of boost for being the whipping boys.
Oh,
of
totally.
The war. And if you know, Austria-Hungary in 1918, they were digging up bodies to get uniforms. You know, they were literally really suffering unbelievable depravity, deprivation, but still just about hanging on the front line, but teetering on the edge. They're really like the forgotten child of the war. Not that they didn't start it. I mean, not that they deserve is a complicated thing. So it'd be nice to see those. Are we likely to see anything more within the existing ranges? You know, so I'm thinking like dispatch riders, alternative command teams. No, because every brigadier is the same at the moment, right?
Well, no. All the command packs are different.
Are they?
Yep.
No. I mean, if I've got two British brigades on the table,
of course, yes.
They were cloned at RMA Sandhurst. is more what I mean.
Well, they kind of were, weren't they?
well, there's certainly a lot to be said with that. Well, the great thing about these, although they're 12mm miniatures, is they've all got moustaches.
Yeah. That's the kind of choice you have, though. But we could have done that, and we could do some more British packs, some alternate ones, or we could later on maybe, you know, in a further year, maybe next year or the year after, maybe then look at Serbians, because I think Serbians would really tie it off nicely.
Especially because 1914 is the period that you're looking at, right?
Yeah.
It's like the Austrians invest a huge amount of manpower into Serbia,
totally.
And it doesn't pay off.
It goes wrong.
We're going to knock these guys out quick, then we're going to deal with the Russians. Yeah. The Germans are going, hang on, I thought you were going to deal with the Russians.
Yeah.
And yes, Serbia really hangs on there.
So actually, when we're developing the rules for the Austrians and Russians, we're going to include the Serbians in the rules.
Right, with an expectation these miniatures are going to come out at some point.
And even if they're not going to come out soon after the rules come out, but so if you've got Serbian miniatures from elsewhere, you'll be able to use them within. Oh
yeah, there's loads of 12mm Serbians out there, mate. Everyone's doing that.
And I guess actually the Serbian range will be reasonably limited, because of course they only fought one type of warfare really early on. And I don't think those ranges will be quite as big as the Austrian and Russian ranges, so they'll be quite easy to do.
Yeah, but you still expect at some point there'll be an army pack in the same style. There definitely will. There is for the Austrians and the Russians.
Yes.
I keep saying Austrians. It is Austro-Hungarians.
Yes.
So are those three different Are Hungarian units different to Austrian units?
No.
No.
You're going to have within 1914. There's also always that there exists graded infantry anyway.
Yes.
So you can use that. But no, there were no real plans to do.
Because I'm trying to remember, are Indian Army different in the 1914? British Indian troops?
No, we don't. We haven't even done them.
You haven't done.
Nope.
You don't make the models.
Haven't done them.
Oh, no, I bought some Callisto ones. That's what it was. All right, and then the other thing you got to ask. I don't know whether it is your most successful selling range, but certainly widely popular. Dead Man's Hand.
Yeah, it is. It is.
We got through on our pokey little website. We got through 20 of those starter sets.
Yes.
And then we can't buy it anymore anywhere else.
2023 is Dead Man's Hand year.
Right.
Yeah. We are, as a company, we've invested an enormous amount of money this year in Dead Man's Hand for releases next year.
Right. So the plastic ladies weren't the last of it.
No, they were just the start of it. We've got many plastic sets planned for Dead Man's Hand.
Many plastic sets planned for Dead Man's Hand.
Many.
Is that when you made the lady gunfighters? Clearly, the parts weren't going to be interchangeable. They were lady bodies.
Yep.
They shouldn't be the same proportions.
Nope.
There's something wrong with your girls if they are as thick in the arm as men.
Yes. That was a purposeful decision.
Yeah, and I get that.
And we took that. We discussed that. We said, okay, people won't be able to interchange these very much. And we thought, yeah, good.
Because they're women.
Because they're women, and women are slighter. And actually, if you have, even at that scale, I know at that scale, it's a tiny little scale we're dealing with, but at that scale, I just think, I mean, we've got the opportunity to do something correctly. Let's do it correctly.
Let's do it right.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're going to make lady gunfighters right. The chance you make that in hard plastic in 5 years is pretty low.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's other things you need to do, right? Yep. So when you start doing other plastic kits, though, if you make other ladies, are they likely to be? Are you going to try and make them compatible? Make other men?
Well, for example, there is one kit. Do you know what? I've already said we're bringing out loads of kits, but I can't say what.
No,
so I'm not going to.
Because you don't know what the lead time is on these things.
But there are kits. There's one kit. I'm going to reveal one. That we're doing a plastic wagon, and so
nice.
So with the wagon, you'll get a male driver and a female driver, and that female driver will be compatible with the lady gunfighters, so you can swap bits.
Nice.
So we'll keep that sort of compatibility. And if you see any future women in plastic in any set, they will be completely compatible, and that's the way we're going to keep it.
Nice.
And then when you get like, for example, we may do in the future, let's just say, look, well, let's speculate, because if people were speculating about what plastic box sets we were doing for Dead Man's Hand, of course they're going to come up with, for example, I don't know, all banditos. So if you had, for example, a lady bandito on the sprue,
called Maria,
that would be compatible with the lady gunfighters. There you go.
Nice. Dead Man's Hand, World War I, World War II. Anything else we should know, Stuart? I mean, not like pin number, mother's maiden name, but you know, I know you're gonna have a million projects in the works.
That's a great question. That's a great question, because see, what we're working on all of the stuff that's coming out in a year, in 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
So when I'm forward thinking about what's coming out the following year, that's the stuff that we're going to be working on next year. So I'm going to have loads more secrets for you this time next year as well. I think those are our main projects. I mean, I can't reveal everything that we're going to do about Dead Man's Hand, of course. But I think when people look at us, especially when we come around like May, June time, maybe March, April time, when we're starting to talk about it formally and revealing what we're doing to the public, in much more detail. Yeah, I think you'll then see the kind of
arc that you're heading on.
It's going to blow people away. I think it's going to blow people away what we're doing.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's just.
Mate, I mean, what on that note?
The amount of work we're doing now,
for stuff to be released,
the amount of investment that we're putting into it now, is just extraordinary. It's
Well, I
it's
hear
so
there's no
above
point
and
in having a pension anymore.
oh,
It's all been
absolutely,
blown, so just
absolutely.
get it,
They've
invest it.
destroyed that.
Yeah.
You don't want money. You don't want cash hanging around because
No.
it's shrinking every
Buy
day.
plastic.
Invest it into plastic tooling. That's
Yeah.
where it needs to go.
So much to look forward to. We need to get you on the show, sort of May, June time, right? When you can,
Yes.
when you can talk more.
Yes.
So thanks so much for
No,
your time.
anytime.
We're having a great time at SELWG 2022. Bye-bye.
Bye.